Hey, good morning, GHSA high school football officials. Week 12, which would have actually been the end of the regular season, but due to the hurricane and the bad weather that we had come through in our state, as you well know, we are extending the regular season one more week. And so wanted to revisit the plays that we had shared with you last week, talk about them, and then share three more. And then next week, I'll do this again, but I'll only go over the three plays that I'm going to share with you tonight. So let's jump right into this. So if you remember last week, we were showing you this play here. It's 4th and 3, and we've got people moving here at the snap, and we've got an illegal shift call that is made. Then we've got a player scrambling in the backfield. Then we've got all these players from the line of scrimmage back behind, and then we have a late hit right there out of bounds. So let's talk about this play first from a rules perspective, all right? So after a huddle or shift, all players of A shall come to an absolute stop and remain stationary simultaneously without movement of hands, feet, head, or body for at least 1 second before the snap. And then below that, Article 7 is talking about illegal motion, which is not what we had on this particular play. So let's go back and first look and see whether or not we feel like this crew correctly adjudicated this call here as it relates to an illegal shift. As you can see, we got a couple players moving. We got this one guy maybe moving toward the line of scrimmage, maybe could have a shift, but we had players moving. So we had an illegal shift on the play, possibly illegal motion because he was moving forward. We have the one player who is he was not facing the line of scrimmage, but is facing his goal line. That is legal. Nothing wrong with that. So an illegal shift would be the correct call here on 4th down. Mechanically, let's talk about this just for a second. This is a busted play, much like a fake punt. And as you can see, the referee, first of all, he really needs to be moving, over in this direction to be able to officiate and help with this play. The question is whether or not the wings should be coming off the line of scrimmage or staying there. Certainly, it's 4th down, and the line of scrimmage is very important. So there is no prescribed mechanic per se for what the wings should do on this particular type of play, a busted play. So, there's really no right or wrong way, but I think we have to think about what we need to do to be in the best position to officiate this play correctly so that we don't have one referee back here by himself who's out of position. So, would it be okay if the line judge moved back to help and maybe the H stayed on the line of scrimmage? If this play starts coming toward the line of scrimmage, then we have to worry about whether or not the pass was beyond the line of scrimmage, or whether the quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of things. So, but again, no real prescribed mechanic as to how to officiate this play. These plays like this, these busted plays, but certainly. We've got basically about 21 players behind the line of scrimmage, and we don't really have great coverage on this particular play. So anyway, just something for you to think about when you have these type of plays. Then we did have the late hit. So just from a penalty enforcement perspective, so this was 4th down. So obviously, they did not make the line to gain. If we had an accepted penalty, then we would back them up 5 yards and replay 4th down, which the defense did not do. They declined the penalty for the illegal shift, which meant that the spot was where the player ran out of bounds. And then we backed them up 15 yards because we had a personal foul on the defense on that particular play in 1st and 10. So good play to discuss. This was one of the other plays that I showed you last week, and really you can't really see there. I do want to point out this, and 6-person mechanics, this is kind of a tough play for us. As we can see, we've got some activity going on right here. Whether it's illegal or not, I'm not going to be critical of that. but I don't really know. I mean, the ball's coming down in that particular area. I don't know if anybody is watching or even sees that activity. It does look like the S in this particular case is moving up. Maybe he does see it, but that is something that we need to have good field of vision for on plays like this. If you recall, the problem with this play was watch number 5 white and the player coming in black, and you're going to see them engage. You're going to see just right after that, you're going to see the helmet of white come off. And then we have some other stuff that is not on film. So I just want to go here for a second. Illegal personal contact. No player or non-player shall fight. No player or non-player shall intentionally contact a game official. No player or non-player shall. And if we look at H, grasp an opponent's face mask, any edge of the helmet opening, chin strap, or a tooth or mouth protector attached to the face mask, and twist, turn, pull the face mask, helmet opening, etc., etc. And so what we had on this particular play was we had illegal helmet contact, face mask by pulling it off, and then not long after that it escalated, and we actually had an ejection on this particular play. So, but one of the things I want to go back and point out is really the good job here that the umpire did on this particular play. He saw this activity happening. He stays on it, and he has a foul. I think the referee had a foul on the play as well. You also kind of get a pretty good look about where the S is looking at. It kind of looks like his eyes is looking at the ball, and this is where we had this activity that was going on over on the sideline that had kind of happened before that. So again, a good play for us to look at and talk about with our crews so that we have a better understanding of that. All right, this is the play. We had a kickoff that went for a touchdown. We have a takedown right in the middle of the field, right there about the 35-yard line. We have a long run, which actually breaks out to be a touchdown. We have a trip, a trip that happens right there, and then we have the dead ball foul. All right, so let's look at one thing right here in reference to the rule book. Tripping is an intentional use of the lower leg or foot to obstruct an opponent below the knee. And then we also, under Section 4 of illegal personal contact, Article 3 under that, O is trip an opponent. So when we go back and we look at this particular play, this crew did a good job with this play. Obviously, we have a grab, restrict, and takedown right here at the 35-yard line. They had a foul there, which was actually on the receiving team. And then we had the run, which we had the long run. And then we have the kicker. Actually, the kicker says, you know what, I'm going to do my best. I can't tackle this guy. I'm going to try to trip him. And he reaches out. Minimal contact. Whether he makes contact or not, this is not something that this is not part of the game. We want to have a foul on that play. Now we have a live ball foul by the kicking team. And then we have a dead ball foul coming in here, dead ball late hit by the kicking team. So this is a rather interesting play. So the receiving team did get the ball with clean hands. They were guilty of a live ball foul, as well as the kicking team who was guilty of a live ball foul and then a dead ball foul. So if both of these fouls are accepted, both of the live ball fouls are accepted, the only choice that you have is to go back and re-kick and then penalize the dead ball personal foul on the kickoff, which would move the kicking team back from the 40 to the 25-yard line. Now, if the receiving team decides that they want to decline the tripping foul, then we could go back to the 35-yard line and mark off the hold 10 yards, and they would be able to keep the ball, and then mark off 15 yards against the kicking team for the dead ball personal foul. So if the foul happened at the 35 for the hold, we go back to the 25, and then we come back to the 40, 1st and 10 for the receiving team. So there's a lot involved in this play, several different layers, and you really have to understand. Sometimes we get caught up in the fact, well, we got 2 live ball fouls. We're going to have to really the only option we have is to offset these plays and re-kick. And certainly that would be true if they both accepted the penalties. But in this particular case, the receiving team wanted to keep the ball, so they declined the penalty for the tripping. They keep the ball, and in essence, they gained +5 because they went back 10 and then got 15 from the spot of the foul, so 1st and 10. So it's my understanding this crew got this play correct, which is awesome, and that is very good. All right, so let's take a look at this particular play here. This is the opening kickoff of the game. All right, I'll let you watch it. I'll let you watch the next. So if you can see here, we have a kickoff, and it is not a pooch kick or whatever you want to call it. It goes straight up. The kick goes up, and we have a member of the kicking team who catches the ball at about the 46-yard line. Okay, all right. We do have some contact here that happens, but that contact all looks legal. Potentially the hit on 25 could be considered blindside or a block in the back. They had no foul on this particular play. Let's look at the end zone view of this. All right. Opening kickoff of the game. They're out of the gate. We're all focused and ready to go. And we have this particular play here. All right. Come on. All right. Got the kick in the air. Remember, the kicking team catches it in the air before it hits the ground. All right. So you guys talk about that one and see what you have. All right. Then we have a kickoff here. And we're going to have a blindside block right there. And then we're going to have a tackle by the face mask. All right. Let's take a look at this play again. Have a kickoff. We're going to have a blindside block, which you can clearly see here by this particular player here on a member. This is a member of the receiving team who blindside blocks a member of the kicking team. And then we have the runner who is tackled by the face mask at the 45-yard line. So again, we have a kickoff. We have a live ball foul after, during the return, we have a live ball foul by the receiving team, and we have a live ball foul by the kicking team. So you guys talk about that and see what your thoughts are on that particular play. Now let's take a look at one more play. I want to make note here. It is 4th down and 1. I'll let you watch the play without any narrative here. All right, let's go back. I'm going to slide this back a little bit. Let's watch it again here. Team's looking to the sideline. The quarterback moves over, takes the snap, and looks like he achieves the line to gain. All right. So, interesting little play here. Is this legal? Is it illegal? Do they get set before the snap? Is everybody moving? Why are those players looking to the sideline? So you guys talk about those plays this week in your pregame, and we will give you our thoughts on those 3 plays next week. God bless you guys. Hope you all do well. Finish your games well this week, and we'll see you next week. God bless.